Hey everyone, I hope you all are safe and doing good. So in the series of learning C++ programming language, we have discussed arrays in C++, right? So based on that arrays concept, we'll see in this video 3 to 4 problems, coding exercises, right? In which we'll discuss 2 or 3 LeetCode problems as well on arrays, right? So see, these are the problems. So first, these 2 questions are very simple actually. After that, we'll discuss 2 or 3 LeetCode problems, right? So this is kind of warm up for you guys, right? So first question is you have to declare an array of 15 integers, right? And then you have to initialize the array so that all the array elements are 0, right? Then you have to assign 10 to the first element of that array and 150 to the last element of that array, and just you have to print that array. That's it. This is very simple, I guess, right? So you pause the video and try this out. I will show you the program, right? For this and for this also, don't worry, right? Second question is you have to write down a program to read 2 arrays, each of size 5, right? And you have to store the sum of these 2 arrays into a third array, right? This is also not so much tough. Just read 2 arrays, some values, add 2 arrays and print the sum of those 2 arrays into a third array, right? So you can just pause the video right now and try to solve these 2 questions. After that, we will move to LeetCode questions, right? Okay, I hope you have done this. So the first is you have to declare an array of 15 integers. So simply 15 integer, any array name you can take. I'm taking ARR and size is 15, right? And initialize the array so that all the elements are 0. So how you can initialize at the here only 0, 1 0, right? And obviously remaining elements would be all 0. So you don't need to write down 15 0 here, 0 0 0 0, no. All the elements would be 0. Right? But here one twist is, if I want you to assign all the 15 elements to 1, I mean initialize this array so that all the 15 elements are 1. Maybe if you will say here just write down 1 and all the 15 elements would be 1. No, that is not the case. In this case, only first element would be 1, all the remaining 14 elements would be 0 0 0 0, right? So this is also for your assignment. You have to write down this also in the comment section. How to assign all the arrays with 1 or any particular value, any one value, either 1 or 2 or 10 or any one value, right? You don't need to write 1 1 1 1 1 15 times, no, right? Okay, now this is what we have assigned 0, right? Then assign 10 to the first element. So how to access first element? ARR. First element would be at 0th index. Why? This thing I have told you in previous video. Why the index is 0? So 10 and the last element would be at which index? Size minus 1. Size of the array is 15. So 14 at 14. 14 is equal to 150. And with a for loop you can print this array, right? I hope you got this. We'll see program also. Next is the logic of this is you have to read 2 arrays. So suppose I am taking here 2 arrays, right? So one array is something like this. Here we have 0, 1, 10, minus 1, 15. Here we have any value, right? And you have to take a third array and their sum. 1 plus 0, 1, 15 plus 1, 16, 0 plus 10, 10, 7 minus 1, 6, 10 or 15, 25. And you have to print this array 3. So this thing you need to do, right? I think you can do this, right? With a for loop, just read this array, or if you don't want to read, just initialize here only when you at compile time only, right? When you declare that array. Both the arrays, and in third array, just have to take for loop and access the element of array 1 and array 2 and just add those, right? And store into a third array and print this array, right? So this is also not so much tough, right? So first let me just show you, if you haven't done, let me just show you practical of these 2 problem statement, right? Program for these, right? Then we will see this 2 sum problem. This is a LeetCode problem, right? Okay, so let's create a new file. I hope you have done those basic problems, right? Okay, so let's start writing program now in this int main. What you have to do, you have to declare an array of size 15 and you have to initialize that array with all values 0. So this we can do. Now you have to assign first element. So first element is at 0th index. So array of 0 would be 10. This is how we can modify array elements. This is what I want to tell you in this exercise. And the last element would be at 14th index equal to, it's I think 150, right? Now simply print this array. How you will print? Definitely with a for loop. If you want to access all the elements, either you can write down 15 cout statement, cout array of 0, cout array of 1, cout array of 2, like this, all the elements, right? But obviously that thing we don't want, that duplicacy or that repetition. That thing we can do with for loop, right? So just repeat these lines 15 times, the one line, cout line. So just start with I 0 till 15 because index is from 0, array index is from 0, so 0 to 15, less than 15, so it would be 0 to 14, right? And simply print cout array of I, right, and ENDL, right, and return 0. Let me just run this and I'll show you what output you will get here. See, the first is 10, 0, 0, 0, 0 and the last is 150, right? So I hope you got this. This was our first exercise. This is our first coding problem, right? Here we will solve the next one. You have to take two arrays. So we'll just take array 1 and initialize. Okay, let's suppose we will not initialize this array. Here we will take input from the user. So array 1, array 2 is also 5 size, right? Sorry, here will be semicolon. Now you have to let me in comment section. Sorry, it's comma. What is the size of third array? Because you have to store addition of these two arrays in third array. So obviously that would be 5, safe, right? So we have 3 arrays, right? Now let's ask from the user, input first array, input second array first, right? So cout this line would be printed and we can just, better to take here int I at starting equal to 0. So you don't have to write down here data type. So just use I directly. I is equal to 0 and I should be less than 5 and I plus plus, right? And here with the help of cin we can take the values. ARR1 is I. Now same one for loop to enter second array and here should be ARR2, right? Let's run this and see if it's working or not. See, enter first array element 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 element. Enter second element. Yeah, it is taking all the elements, right? Okay. Now you have to do sum and you have to store into a third array. So we are going to access first of all first 0th at the first element of both the arrays and do sum, then second element of both the arrays and sum, third element of both the arrays and sum, like this, right? So obviously to access also we have to use loop. So I is equal to 0, I less than 5 and I plus plus, right? So we are not just accessing, we are doing ARR1 of I plus ARR2 of I, same. 0, 0, then 1, 1, then 2, 2, then 3, 3, then 4, 4, right? We are getting red line, why? So it is undefined. Okay, we have taken only ARR, so let's take it 3, right? Now in ARR3 we are just, because index is same, because whatever is there at 0 index that would be sum, and at 0 index of third array that sum would be stored, right? So now, okay, this is what we have done. Now one for loop we can take and you can just access the third array, or here directly you can print cout sum at index I is and how to access the sum ARR of I. Sorry, ARR 3 of I, right? Now let's run this and see what output you are getting here. First array element 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Second array I am taking only 2, 2, 2. So sum at 0 index is 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. So let's just decorate it a little bit. After printing one sum, the next would be printed in next line. So just put A and DL. Right. First element 1. Second element 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, 45 and 5. So sum at 0 index is 2, then 3, then 4, then 46, and then 6. Right. So this is how we can print that third array. Or rather than printing here, one more for loop and there you can access this third array. Right. That is up to you. So this is our second problem. Now let me just show you one LeetCode problem, that is two sum problem. So let's search LeetCode question on arrays, and here we have, see, many problems we have. So let's take the very simple one, two sum problem. When you click on this problem, you will get the description of this problem, and that is, given an array of integer num, see, given an array of integers nums, the array name is nums, and an integer target, return indices of the two numbers such that they add up to the target, right? And you may assume that each input would have exactly one solution, right? And you may not use the same element twice, right? You can return the answer in any order, right? Now pause the video and let me know in comment section how many of you got this problem statement by just reading from this. No explanation from a third person, right? Because it is very important when you are going to solve the problem, you have to first understand the problem, right? If you are not getting exactly, then how obviously you are going to solve that problem, right? So read out this problem 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, 4 time, 5 times, just take a break and read again and try to understand what is the problem, because that is also a skill, right? Before, improving your coding skill, you have to develop that skill also. You have to understand the problems, right? I hope you got this, what you have to do. If you got this, you can just pause the video right now and start writing this thing. Right now here what it is saying, if you're not getting, you can just see the examples. Like input would be, input is this array 2, 7, 11, 15. The target is 9. So output should be 0, 1. 0, 1. Output should be indices of two numbers. So 0, 1 are index. At 0 and 1 we have 2 and 7. So 2 plus 7 is 9. Right? So one array is given, one target is given. You have to find out the two numbers, exactly two numbers which add up to this target. But you don't have to return those numbers. You have to return index of those numbers. Right? Here like 0, 1. Next example is 3, 2, 4. Target is 6. So what is the output? 1, 2. 1, 2. Because 2 plus 4 is 6. Next is 3, 3. The target is 6. So it will give 0, 1. Right? So how you will do this? Okay, so let's see the logic. How we are going to solve this two-sum problem. This is like an example. This is input, target is 9. So output should be 0 and 1. The index of those two elements whose sum is the target. So 9, sum of 2 and 7 is 9. So index of 2 and 7, if we represent this in array, then 2, 7, 11, 15. The name of this array is num. So index would be 0, 1, 2, 3. So it should give 0 and 1. If I say the target is 18, so output should be this and this, because 7 plus 11 is 18. Right? So it should be 1 and 2. Something like this. Right? Now how you will do this? If you have seen that coding exercise in which we have done, right, you have to find out the sum of product of all the pairs of array elements, right? if you have done that exercise, then easily you can do this thing. From there you will get the idea how you are going to solve this problem, right? So if you want some hint, then go and watch that video. I'll put that link in the side button, and then come to this video and pause this video and solve this problem, right? If still you are not getting, let me just tell you a little bit. See how we can do this. If suppose target is 18, so you have to find out, and there is exactly one solution that we know for sure, right? So first take 2. We will check 2 plus next element. Is this 18? No. Then we will see 2 plus 11. Is this 18? No. Then 2 plus 15. Is this 18? No. Then we take next element, right? Like 7. 7 plus, no need to do plus with 2. 7 plus 2 is 9. This and this is same. 2 plus 7, 7 plus 2 both are same. So no need to do this thing. So just we do 7 plus the next element. No need to check the sum with previous element. I hope you are getting my point. 7 plus 11. Is this 18? Yes, this is 18. So index of this and this it will give, right? If sum is not 18, in case sum is, suppose I am taking 26. So 7 plus 11, is this 26? No. Then 7 plus 15, is this 26? No. Then we check 11 plus, no need to check with 11 plus 7, 11 plus 2, because 7 plus 11 we have done and this thing. So back is not, not necessary to check because both are same. So just do with next element. 11 plus 15, is this 26? Yes. So this index it will return. So now index would be 2 and 3. So this you need to check. So this is what you have to find out, the pairs that we have done in previous video. And the target is, if the target is sum of those two pairs, I mean that pair, then return the index of those elements, right? So for that we need 2 loop, because one is we will take this 2, and with this 2, we take 7, 11, 15, right? Then we take 7. With this 7 we will take 11 and 15. Then we take this 11. With this 11 obviously we have only one element, 15, right? So one loop is for this thing, and second loop is for this value change, right? So one loop, suppose we are taking like I is equal to 0, I less than 4, and because the size of array is 4, and I plus plus, right? And then we can take next loop, that is j is equal to, j should be started from the next element, because we want to pair. If we take 2, then pair with next element. If we take 7, then pair with next element. So j would be I plus 1, should start from I plus 1. I is 0, the j would start from 1, right? So j less than same 4 and j plus plus. And there directly we will check if this a of I plus a of j is equal to the target value, right? Then simply you can print I and j, because in I and j we have index, right? That's it. This is the simple logic. I hope you got this. You can dry run this thing, right? Let me just dry run this for you, 1 or 2 iteration. At first this is I is 0 and j is I plus 1 is 1. So if a of I plus a of j, so I is 0, it is 1, right? So access these two elements, 2 plus 7. Is this equal to target? Target is 27. 7 plus 2, 9. 9 equal to 26? No. So we are not going to enter into this if block. We will not print this thing, and we simply do now j plus plus. So j is 2. I is still 0 because we are still in inner loop. So now j is 2. So a of 0, a of 2, a of 0, a of 2. 11 plus 2. This condition true? No. Again j plus plus. J is now 3. Now a of 0 and a of 3. 0 and 3. 2 plus 15, 17. Is this equal to 26? No. Now j becomes 4, but now this condition is not true, right? So we'll exit from this inner loop and now in outer loop. Now I plus plus, I becomes 1. right? So these things we have done, we have checked, right? Now I becomes 1, right? Again now j becomes 1 plus 1, j would be initialized with now 2. Then I will take 1 and 2, then 1 and 3, like this. I hope you got this. You can just try run this completely, right? So now let me just write down the program for this. Let's see the code for this. Do some problem. We will take same example, same name and all. So num is array name nums 2, 7, 11, 15, target is 9, right? So simply what you can write down, 2 for loop. One for loop is for like, okay, rather than again and again writing int and int, here what we can do, just take int I is equal to 0, a loop variable, right? So here simply we can write down I is equal to 0 and then I less than size of the array is 4 and I plus plus, right? Now within this one more for loop you have to take, because 2 number you have to check out at one time, 2 and 7, 2 and 11. So to store or to fetch these 2 numbers, definitely you need to access these 2 numbers, right? So you will need 2 pointers actually, or you can say you will need 2 index. So that is why we are taking 2 pointer I and j, or 2 variable I and j, just to access those 2 values at the same time, right? With obviously 2 for loop, nested for loop. So here we have int j is equal to I plus 1, because that would be from next element, it should be started from next element, less than 4 and j plus plus, right? And simply we can do if this target, whatever the target is equal to a of I plus a of j, sorry, simple. Then simply print I and with 1 space j, because obviously we want I and j. Okay, it's not a, the name of the array is nums, sorry. This is the simple one, so let's run this and see what output we are getting. 0 and 1, index is 0, 1. If you want to check out again, suppose target is not 9, it's 18. So what it should give? 1 and 2. See, 1 and 2, right? But if the target is not here, but that is different case, because we have like exact one solution, there is exactly one solution, definitely. So if not present, then after this cout, after these for loop, we can simply print, if you want to add this case also, or no such 2 number exist, right? So if the target is 19 and if we run this, so it will show you no such 2 number exist, right? Now next LeetCode problem is you have to find out unique element in the array. This one we have single number, or we can say like given a known empty array of integer nums, every element appears twice except for 1, right? Find that single one. You must implement a solution with a linear runtime complexity or use only on space. Okay, this thing, if you are not aware about time complexity and space, you can ignore this thing, but you just have to read out this problem statement and you have to understand what you have to do here, right? You can just think, you can just watch out these example. Input is 2 to 1, so output is 1. Here 4 1 2 1 2, output is 4. So every element in the array is twice, 2 times. Only one element is 1 time. Here 4 is 1 time, so you have to return that element. If one element, so obviously it will return 1 only, right? Here 1 is 1 time, so it is returning 1 only. So pause the video, think about this and try to solve this problem. Okay, so let's understand the logic of this. Every element is 2 times, only one element is once, and so you have to find out that element which is once in that array, right? So one way is simply if you think, then simple logic is what? We will say count occurrence of every element, and if the occurrence is 1, just print that element, right? So occurrence of 4 is 1, occurrence of this 1 is 2, like 2 is 2, so we just print this 4, right? You can use nested loops, right? Same, one loop, one I will hold this value, and second loop j will check the next value, next value, next value, next value. And if 4 is one more time, just count, just to count plus plus, count becomes 2, count like this, right? Then I becomes this, and then check obviously for all the elements, right? So like this, nested loops. So, but the time complexity for this would be order of n square, right? You have to do more comparison in this case. So that would be worst case. That would be not efficient algorithm. Because if you are writing your program or algorithm, that would be efficient. That is also check the efficiency, and that would be measured in terms of time and space complexity, right? So here time complexity would be more in this approach. This is worst case approach. It's like same if from another room you have to take 3 bottles. So what you will do, one approach is you just go and bring 1 bottle. Again you will go to that room, another bottle. Again go to that room, another bottle. So 3 bottles, and you are going 3 times to that room to bring those 3 bottles. Another approach is what? You just go 1 time to that room, pick all the 3 bottles, and at once you bring both the all the bottles at once, right? So that second approach is better, right? Same here also, which algorithm, which program, which approach is better, that is also measured, and based on complexities, time complexity and space complexity, right? This topic also in DSA, I think I haven't discussed this topic, but I'll discuss this thing also, how to find out the complexities and all, right? So you need to find out a better solution. So one thing, another approach, what you can do, you just think and you can write down in comment section how many approaches we can, how many approaches are there to solve this problem. Second is, we can just sort this array first, right? If you sort this array, then array would be 1, 1, 2, 2 and 4. Just compare the adjacent element, right? If 1 is 2 times, then definitely the adjacent element would be 1, that is for sure, right? So just compare adjacent elements with 1 loop only. You will require 1 loop, right? If both are same, you just do, if this is I, just compare with this I plus 1, right? And after that jump 2 steps, not I plus plus, I plus 2, then compare this with this, like this, right? And if the adjacent element are not same, these are same, you move here, now there is no element next, so this would be only 1 time. So like this you have to do, you can do this thing by sorting this array, right? That would take order of n log n, right? Another very simple approach is what? I hope you have heard about XOR operator, bitwise XOR, this thing. What is truth table for this XOR? If both bits are same, it will give 0. If both bits are different, it will give 1. If both bits are same, it will give 0. 0, 0, same, 0, 1, 1, 0. If bits are different, then it will give 1. So this is what XOR operator, right? So this thing we can do. Like if we apply XOR in this case, so like 4 XOR 1 XOR 2 XOR 1 XOR 2. So 2 and 2 are same, so it would be 0. 1 and 1 are same, it would be also 0. And if you do XOR 0 with 4, then definitely it will give 4, because 4 and 0 are not same. So that would be like, you can say, the answer, right? So if you do XOR of 0 with any number, then that number would be, so definitely 4 is the answer here, right? Then how you will do here? See, at first we take a number, the answer, suppose the output, whatever is that thing, is 0, right? So you just take one loop, that would be from here to here, right? We'll do XOR of a of I, every number of this, every element of this array with this number. So at first, let me just iterate it for you. At first number is 0, so 0, 0, 0, 0, right? So 0 in binary, suppose I represent with 4 bits, so 0, 0, 0. Now this is what? Num is equal to num XOR A of I, right? So num is 0 XOR A of I. At first I is 0, so 4. So we have 0 XOR 4. If you convert 4 in binary, then that would be 1, 2, 4, 8. So 1, 0, 0 like this. So it is 0, 1, 0, 0. So XOR of these are 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0. 4 only. Right? So in num, at first we have 0, now we have 4. Now I plus plus, right? I was at first 0, now I becomes 1. So number is 4, means 0, 1, 0, 0. A of 1 is, because I is 1 now, 1. How to represent 1 in binary? Something like this. Now do XOR, because XOR, this is bitwise XOR and this would be done on bits actually. Right? So number would be converted into bits first. So both are different, 1, 0, 1, 0. So this becomes what? 5. Right? So in number now we have 5. Now I plus plus, I becomes 2. So number is 5 and now A of 2 is 2. Now XOR with 2. Now 2 is this. So here we have 1, 1, 1, 0. So this is what? 7. So in number we have 7. Right? I plus plus, now I becomes 3. 0, 1, 2, 3. A of 3 means 1. So XOR of 7 with 1. 0, 0, 0, 1. So 0, 1, 1, 0. So this becomes 6. This becomes 6. Number is 6 now. In num we have 6. Now I becomes 4. A of 4 is 2. So 6 XOR 2. 2 is what? 0, 0, 1, 0. Now 0, 0 and here we have 1, 0. This is what? Number is this binary and converted into decimal, that is 4 now. So in num we have now 4. Now I becomes 5. Is this condition true? No. Exit from the loop and just print the number. In num we have 4 and the answer is 4. So this is how actually the inner working of this XOR operation, right? It's not like we directly here it will be done 1, then 2, then 1 and then cancel out this and the answer would be 4. Yeah, the funda is this only, right? But the idea is this only, but the behind the scene, what is the working of this code is something like this. This XOR would be done and at last we will get 4, right? So now I hope you got this, how to do XOR with how to find out unique element with this method using XOR, right? And here the time complexity would be order of n only, right? Because only one time we are just going from here to here, that's it, and we'll get the answer. See, so how many comparisons are there? Basically you have to find out that thing. So how many comparisons are there? From 0 to 5, that is n comparison only. Fine, n time the loop would be executed. Right, so this is how that is the way how you find out the time complexity, right? In detail also I'll discuss how to find out time complexities, right? So here it is order of n. So let's now write down program for this. Now this is the array we are taking, right? So just have to traverse this array from 0 to definitely end of the array till 5 and I plus plus. And yeah, let's take a number. Suppose I'm taking num is equal to, at first num is 0, or you can say answer is 0. Answer you can take. Answer is 0. It's up to you, right? Now you just have to do answer equal to answer XOR A of, array name is num of I. So XOR with every element, right? And at last just print the answer. That's it. So it should give 4. I have already try run this thing. See, the answer is 4. So I hope you are getting why this is giving this correct answer and how the working of this XOR operator. If suppose I write here 4 and 4, but I write here 1 is 1 time. So our answer should be 1. See, the answer is 1. Right? So now one assignment for you guys is, if this is the case, you have to find out every element in the array is ones. but one element is twice. So you have to find out that element, right? So this is the case, like every element is single once and one element is twice. So here 4 is 2 times, 2, 1, 3, it is 1 time only. So you have to find out that thing. So the answer would be here also 4, right? I hope you got the problem statement. Here in this case you have found out the unique element, but there you have to find out which element is twice, right? So I hope you got the basic idea, like if the problem is given, then how to approach that problem, how to think, right? Now first we will see, there are many problems, LeetCode problems we will discuss, right? But first we will see like what are vectors, what are functions, because in those problems we have to use those things also, right, to write down a better program, right? So first we will see those things and then we will see more LeetCode problems. In this course we will discuss many LeetCode problems also, right? So now that's it for this video. Next video we will see, in the next video we will see multi-dimensional arrays, particularly 2D arrays. So now I'll see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye. Take care.